In the United States, every year about $3.14 billion are spent on candles. By the way, today is December 3rd, National Candle Day. So we are talking about candles today. That's the day we're going to celebrate. And we're going to look at a brief history here of candles. Candles with a wick go all the way back to 3000 BCE in ancient Egypt, but Romans are the ones that were actually credited with developing the wick candle. The way they did it is they would roll papyrus up real tight, they would dip it in beeswax, stick it into the candle, so that rolled up papyrus now acted as the wick, so that's what was able to burn and burn the wax of the candle. It's actually pretty interesting when you look at all the different methods that were used to make candles in different parts of the world. There's early Chinese candles. They used a similar method as the Romans did, except they used rolled up rice paper as a wick, and then they would stick it in beeswax. So they were kind of using what they had around. The early Japanese candles, they were made from wax that was extracted from tree nuts, so they were looking elsewhere. India did it their own way as well. They used to make candles by boiling the fruit that came from a cinnamon tree. A very specific kind of fruit, but it worked for their candles. So really kind of fascinating when you think about all the different ways that candles have been made. And it wasn't until the 1820s that a French chemist named Michel Eugene Chiriel, I'm sure I missed that name, he discovered how to extract stearic acid from animal fatty acids, and then he turned that stearic acid into a clean and even burning wax. Candles before that, they were never even. Sometimes they wouldn't burn at all. Sometimes they would cause fires, but these were more stable. And these type of candles actually were so stable that they're still popular today and used in Europe today. So they've carried on for 200 years. But up until the mid-1980s, really pretty much around the world, candles were purely used for the utility of them, for what they needed to be used for. Power went out, you went outside without a flashlight, candles served a purpose, and that's just about all they did was serve a purpose. Maybe you'd put them out on a fancy dinner that you were having. But in the 1980s, candles started to become popularized for being decorative, much more so than just being on your table for a holiday dinner, and that brought about the scented candle craze. Now, how many different candle scents do you think are available to people in the United States? If you guessed 10,000, you would have been correct. Lots of different choices to choose from. So we'll take a break from that, and we'll actually go into our by the way fact. And our by the way fact today is we're going to find out what the tallest candle ever made was. Tallest candle ever made was from Stockholm, Sweden in 1897, and it was 80 feet high, 8 foot 6 inches in diameter. And they actually had a brick base that they made for it to hold it, kind of like a candle holder. And that brick base itself was 47 feet high. So if you take the brick base, you take the candle, we had a 127 foot high candle, about 8.5 feet wide. So that's your by the way fact for today about candles. Candle Day, where did it come from? Well, it was actually founded by Bath and Body Works. Store you can go buy candles in just about any scent imaginable and just about any mall around the world and the country, or you can buy them online from Bath and Body Works. We learned in a different podcast of Let's Talk Petty that Gweneth Paltrow took this whole candle scent craze to a new level, one that hadn't been made before. Her company, Goop, put out a $75 candle, yes, $75 candle, and she called it This Smells Like My Vagina. Never tried it, have no idea. If you try it out or you've smelled it before, let me know. Tell me what you think about it. How are we going to celebrate Candle Day today? Well, if you stick to the origins of the day, you're going to go to Bath and Body Works since they founded it, and you're going to buy some candles. Remember, we've got 10,000 choices to choose from. Not quite that many in the store, but there's quite a few. They usually will run a big sale today, so if you need a candle, you need a scented candle, that's the place to go. If you have no desire to do that, like me, you can just spend the day in candlelight. You could throw it old school and light some candles, go around your house and go to the utilitarian days of candles. You can relive exactly what it was like. Or you can just light a candle, enjoy the aroma, relax, meditate, do whatever it is that you do to relax. And you can enjoy the National Candle Day that way. So that's going to end the episode for today. You can go to our website, bythewaytodayis.com. You can find old episodes to listen to, subscribe, rate on the website, and we will be back tomorrow with a new episode with a new day to celebrate together. Talk to you then. Bye. If you enjoy By the Way Today Is, please be sure to follow, rate, and subscribe to this podcast. If you have a holiday that you'd like to have talked about, please email it to btwtodayis@gmail.com.